Hey loves, it's been a minute. I'm happy to be with you again, having a moment with you. I got back from the summer and got off the road and kind of ended up in quite the passage. And here I am. So the title of today's video is Nothing True is This Complicated. And I just want to say that to you and have you for a moment feel that in your being. Nothing true is this complicated. I don't know if you feel the way I felt when my dear sister, friend, teacher said that to me, but there was a way in which I lined up and I remembered again, like, oh yeah, that's right. Capital T true, nothing. Capital T true is this complicated. And, there is something I feel like so many of us are walking through, which is disorientation, excess, the push and pull of so many truths, so many convictions, so many possibilities, possible realities, possible everythings, and all of it often charged and slightly coercive in one direction or the other, right? We're really walking through something significant. And that one statement, nothing true is this complicated, I've been carrying with me, so I'm offering it to you. Where when I find myself getting really complicated, just thinking a lot, trying to figure it out, trying to bring all the disparate opinions and aspects and truths into some coherent whole that I can't, I recognize that that's because I am no longer dealing with the truth, capital T, true. I have let myself be pulled off of the root. And I've left my personal allegiance and vow toward the truth. Meaning, what is it to be a true human being? What is it to keep my vow, the one that I've made, to serve love in this lifetime, to be coherent in this lifetime, right? So, and to listen deeply, to learn, to be revealed to what the truth is in every moment, right? So I just wanted to consider that with you for a moment, offer that statement because it was powerful for me, and give you some thoughts about that as I've been sitting with it, in the interest that maybe it will support you as well in taking a moment and realizing how complex things may have gotten around you, in the world, and to take a moment to gather your power to yourself and realize you don't have to say yes to that. And deeply you don't, because it's not true. It's not true with a capital T, true. And how you can tell that is that the truth with a capital T will bring you into alignment. It'll bring you into a coherency, a strength, a level of integrity in your being. It'll simplify things for you, right? And not simplify in the way of, now you've decided what your opinion is, and now you can defend it, and that's your truth. That's the truth, and that's the truth that applies to everyone else. The capital T truth lives inside of you, speaks to you, speaks through you, and you and I are answerable to that, according to me. So, according to my tradition, right? That walking in relationship to the truth, capital T, is an inside game. And it actually brings us in and home from the chaos of all of this complexity that gets created by greed, by fear, by anxiety, by lies, by coercion, by all of the things that are at play that aren't here for the good. Right? So I had some thoughts, because this is what I've been walking with. I was like, okay, well then how do I reorient again and again to the truth? Because what I can say is that the moment, many times a day, I find myself awash in conflicting, complex truths, complexity in my own mind, complexity in interactions, complexity every time I venture to look into the collective, and so what I've come to right now, in order to navigate my way through this what humanity is going through right now, this purification, this grand reveal of true character, is I've been using that statement, nothing, okay, look, Jemana, remember, nothing true is this complicated. Roll it back, girl. Get simple. And it's about getting simple, right? And finding that. For me, even having the orientation, when things get really complex, right, and really complicated, we are so manipulatable. We're no longer anchored, right? Things have gotten really complicated and we're confused and we're trying to figure it out. And normally we're trying to do it from here, and we start to become less and less resourced, because only the truth wants us to be deeply resourced and deeply sovereign, right? The real truth. So it's simple. And, how do you get to the simple? I mean, for me, one of the things is it makes me more kind. If I can come to something in a moment that makes me more kind, I know I'm closer to the truth. It, the truth for me, what I'm noticing is that in order to come closer to the truth and to orient to something that I can really trust, because so much of this, at least for me, and I think for many of us, is about what do I trust? And it's not apparent in a lot of situations what to deeply trust. The reason we have lived with mercy and love and the presence of God, Goddess, the presence of grace in our lives as humanity for so long is that we've always needed this. We've always needed to orient to something more true than human bewilderment, more true than our own bullshit. It's how it's always been. How many traditions and how many ways and places and cultures and people and times has this emerged again and again, that there is mercy here for us if we're willing to really hold our allegiance to the greater truth rather than all the conflicting push and pulls of truths that are trying to make their purchase on reality. One thing I would say about the truth is that it will always make you or me face the darkness in ourselves rather than getting preoccupied with what we see in other people. Right? So, things get super complicated if you're psychologizing everybody outside of you. And they get super complicated if you're trying to resolve the beliefs and the realities and all the complexities of all these people outside of you. That's complicated and impossible and also fully out of integrity. It is not ours to do to psychologize other people. That overreach is a violation. It's a violation of sacred law, That's why the real truth will turn us again and again into ourselves and make us ask the question, who are we? What are we serving in this moment, in our actions, in our thoughts, and then get right with that. It's not easy. Part of why I got the van and went north and was alone for 2 months over the summer was because I was becoming, I like to think of it as I was becoming an asshole, but I was more and more being poisoned by everything that's moving through. And I was losing the battle inside of myself to just have basic respect for other human beings, regardless of them, because of me. I was losing it. And so I left to reckon with some of those things. And that's what the truth does. She says, no, what's true is, what do you feel right now? Are you afraid? Then be honest. That's all that's happening here. You're afraid. You don't know what's true, and therefore you're afraid. And that's what's actually true. You don't know. That's what's true. You hate. You are in judgment. You are posturing in order to be right, rather than finding a way to be the embodiment of integrity and respect and deep listening and honesty and connection. there's a rigor in the truth, always. Every path has always said that. There's a rigor when you say, I want to know you, God. I want to know you, life. I want to know you, sacred law. Anytime we go ahead and say that that's what's true, then all creation responds. And now we're on a journey that is going to be rigorous and is going to be rigorous, right? But for me, one of the things that's been really helping is these simple kind of statements. Nothing true is this complicated. Another one, nothing true is this divisive. The truth mends the fabric of reality, mends the fabric of the human heart, right? Actually brings a certain amount of what we would now consider miraculous, mutual, reciprocal regard, that's what the truth does. The truth does not fracture anything. Sometimes it might annihilate something, but it doesn't fracture, and it doesn't divide. It doesn't polarize sisters and brothers of humanity from each other. That's not what it does. So, those are just some thoughts I have for you. I'm sure you have your own ways of kind of finding your way back to the truth, whatever that is for you. But I just wanted to let you know that I'm standing with you in that. And that I recognize that it is an enormous time, a hugely initiatory time that we're all walking through. That there is a purification, that there is a rigor, and that there is the revelation of character inside of ourselves more than even outside of ourselves, although that's happening as well. That the huge character reveal, the reveal of the true nature of humanity, the true nature of ourselves, the true nature of those closest to us, this is what's happening. And that taking shelter in the truth, taking shelter in the simple good, taking shelter in that place is not a retreat from the complexities of life. Of course, life is complex. Life is infinitely complex. But the way we navigate through it and our center point is profoundly simple, right? That's how we don't get lost in the complexities of this life. That's how we actually have a chance to live in some sort of simple, good, well-being, gratitude, and love of life, right? Is that we haven't allowed ourselves to be dispersed and hijacked by the fabricated complexities, the mental complexities, and the warring complexities of human bewilderment. So that's what I've been thinking about, and just thinking about all of you inside of this time, and sending you all my love. Really praying into your strength of heart, and really just wanted to connect with you for a moment. I have been in my own passages, I'm sure many of you have, and it's been a very insular time. And but I'm still here, and I'm still holding the torch, and I plan to do that for the rest of my days. So I love you. Blessed be.